name's Danielle Green, and I grew up a half hour north of here, so I've always considered myself a Bloomingtonian. So we are at the Wayne Cave Preserve, which is almost 58 acres, and it's one of 7 properties managed or owned by the Indiana Karst Conservancy, or IKC. This one has 3 caves on it, but the main cave is almost 5-mile long cave called Wayne Cave. It's here to our east, and to the south of us is 2 little pits and a ton of karst features, and then a huge sinkhole that's quite impressive is back on the furthest southern area, which is our newest acquisition. So it used to be just this front 15 acres or so, and that was purchased in 2003, and then I think in 2014, there was another land acquisition that came open that adjoined, so we jumped on that. And then most recently, it was about 20-some acres in the back that became available, and now we have almost 58 acres. So I'm the property manager, so anything above ground I manage. I don't do the below, I do go below ground, but I don't manage the below ground. So the Indiana Karst Conservancy is a nonprofit, we're just specifically Southern Indiana, and we have over 250 acres that we manage right now. Our goal and mission is to preserve, conserve, and purchase caves to be able to do research and allow for people to go caving. We have all of our caves that we own, you can get requested permission. Some of them are gated, some are not. And then the other thing, we do education and outreach programs. So if anybody has a school program that they're working on caves or karst or groundwater, we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, just awareness, education and awareness. We've probably talked to all the neighbors around here when the cave was purchased and told them what it is, what's here, what's underneath them, because a lot of these houses have the cave underneath them, and just raising that awareness so they don't go out and dump stuff that shouldn't be dumped. So cave protection involves gating if need be, but we do gate so that the bats can get in and out still, and rainwater can flow as naturally as possible. But we gate the caves. We do cleanups. If we walk around here, you might find some trash still that's kind of unearthing itself. We do a lot of cleanups, and we do invasive plant management on all of the properties. And a lot of people don't realize that septic systems and drainage from the roads and spills, in Southern Indiana, this is all karst, so it all leaks down into our groundwater system, our cave system, and it's pretty sad. You go to a sinkhole and you see 100 years of trash piled up in it, and we do cleanups, tons of conservation stuff. So we were caving not on an IKC property, and we noticed when we walked up to the cave entrance an odd smell. None of us could really place it. And then we noticed all of the dead fish in the stream. And the cave system had a stream coming out of it, so it was exiting. And there was several, holes up ahead, up, above. And throughout the whole cave, just every living creature, which some of them are endangered. Some of them only live in this one area. But yeah, it was demolished. And so we reported it to the state. They came out, but it was grease traps that had been dumped into one of the sinkholes and worked its way down, because that's what it does in a limestone, porous rock, and it just decimated everything. And it was years before they even saw anything alive again. It was years. We have research that's done in some of our caves, and some of our own members are research scientists who study the fauna in caves, and they see what happens when gasoline, diesel, gas tanks or gas station tanks that have a leak. We have seen that devastation, and people just don't realize what's underneath them. Like if you have a well, you're drinking that water. But it's, it's amazing. And when there's a lot of rain, there's a few caves that have openings right next to highways. And after a good heavy rain, just the amount of trash that washes in, it's just so sad. Out of sight, out of mind. I have been a lover of caves since I was probably tall enough to walk. My family would always take us on trips to like Marengo and Squire Boone, and I've always loved it. And then when I came to IU, I realized, oh my gosh, this is where the caves are. I'm like, what is this waiver I'm signing? It's always to the IKC. Maybe I need to join. So I became just a regular member. And then in 2017, I was voted in as director. So right now we are over 200 members, paid members, and it's super easy to become a member. You pay $15 online or send in a check. You can find that on our website. But how you can get access to the properties is go to ikc.caves.org, and it lists all the properties and who the cave patrons are. I highly encourage, if you're new to caving, to join a local grotto. There's Central Indiana Grotto up in Indy. There's Bloomington, Indiana Grotto, which I'm the co-chair of, so I'm going to plug that. So we have a Facebook page, we have a website, and just come to a meeting or jump on and ask questions. We have tons of people that would love to take you caving. And when you first get started, you go to Goodwill and you get a bunch of junky clothes and you borrow somebody's helmet and get some headlamps. But once you get going, you can, spruce up your gear, but minimal cost to get started. So it's a great sport. So yeah, just join a grotto, hook up with some folks that know what they're doing, get permission to go. A lot of caves are on private property. And a lot of private property owners are not big on walking out their front door and seeing somebody parked in their front yard. So that gets caves closed. The IKC is more than just caving, like being a member, and you don't even have to be a member to go caving, but it helps. But basically we have a 1.5 miles of trail system here, so you can come out. Just email me. This entire area from 20 feet beyond used to be all multiflora. And you can see the dead remains and some of the new sprouts coming up. So this was all multiflora and autumn olive. On the other side of the field, it was almost all autumn olive and some burning bush. And after we did we did some cut and paint method and some foliar spray and pulling of the small plants. But if you take a walk through there, you could actually see the woods now and not just autumn olive. Yeah, we have volunteer groups, so we'll have work days. Those are generally announced on the Bloomington, Indiana Grotto page. So get permission, know what you're doing, and have a load of fun.